Welcome! This is a continuation video on my previous episode on how to be a rock star. If this is your first time to my channel, I make videos to help people find a satisfying career and or side hustle, because I had a hard time myself finding a satisfying career and I want to give back. So in this video, Johnny is continuing our previous conversation where he was explaining how an artist gets paid and what things to be aware of if you are going to sign with a record label. Let's jump into it and learn how.
In terms of like the industry, if you sign to like a record label, which you'll have, people come knocking on your door any time, your contract's going to look kind of iffy because average a record label is going to take about 80% of your business. It comes at a price, so you kind of have to weigh out the pros and cons and how you want to do it. It's been advantageous for us as a group to keep things independent because there are 4 guys who are really strong workers and are passionate about different things. We are so different. It's for example, I'll take care of a lot of the creative stuff, anything that has to do with audio or visual or whatever, I'll take care of that. Whereas other guys will take care of more of the businessy stuff, like answering emails or finances. I don't want to have to work QuickBooks. I don't want to do that. But another guy in the band does. And how great that I'm in a community of dudes where we can all work harmoniously like that. So it's worked really well for us to be independent so far. We're scaling growth little by little, but the right thing will come along if it does, label wise. But until that, we're happy with where we are, and we'll just keep growing as much as we can. So
yeah, that's really cool. I tried to repeat that stuff to my students at one point because you told me snippets of that once. The record's it's not like, oh, you got it made now.
Which everyone thinks that's the case, because as soon as you say, I'm signing to Warner or signing to Sony or whoever, everybody's you made it. That is the definition of made it. And little does the world know that they're actually making less money than they did before. They'll have probably bigger opportunities, but financially, you're in the hole because you owe this label so much money. And if
an employer now.
Yeah, exactly. And they're loaning you money by saying, "Oh, here's $60K to get your album done." That's a small amount. We're gonna get your album cut, and that's for studio time, that's for production, that's for mixing, that's for mastering. Let's get your album done. And it's what if your album doesn't make 60 grand back? Then you owe that label now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of these artists will be in the hole, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, because they didn't have a say on where it went or who did the work. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's the label controls you. And so if you're not bringing the label in money, then they shelf you. So pretty much they gave you a shot, it's not working out, you are still in a 10-year contract with them. And so pretty much anything that you want to create under your band name that has gotten some traction is owned by the label. And if they've shelved you, then they're not going to give you a budget to do what you need to do. It's this whole conundrum. And so, and then another thing too, sorry, I'm going on, but another thing too about labels is that they will shelf you just for the sake of getting you out of the way of another artist that they want to push. And so if you sound like competition, they'll wine and dine you and make you feel like you got the greatest thing. Oh, we're going to make you guys so rich and famous, or whatever your goals are, right? Gonna get you guys on this great tour with this band that would be so awesome for you, big exposure, good opportunity, you guys are gonna blow up. As soon as you sign on the dotted line, what happened to any of that? Well, you've been shelved. Sorry, punk. And then now your whole brand that you spent however long building is owned by somebody else, and you can do nothing about it. It's very sharky. So before you get into bed with any label, no matter how attractive it sounds, you got to do your homework. You got to be at the goal line. You got to be, just right there ready to score. And they're just going to help you take it that next little step. But if you haven't done all of the legwork, it's likely that you're just going to be put to the side to get out of the way of somebody else who's got more traction.